Hello everyone, Happy New Year. Yesterday, as I was literally getting out of the shower, my eldest son Lewis knocked on the door and said, could I come downstairs and would I be up for being interviewed because he had some questions for me. He had donned a tie, he had a list of questions, and he wanted to record his own episode of Prime Lenses, but with me in the hot seat for a change. So, delighted at this prospect, and ready for anything at a moment's notice when it's radio related, I hopped downstairs, we got some microphones out, and we recorded. And it went so well, I thought, why not throw it into the feed as a surprise for New Year's Day? So, without further ado, here is your host, Lewis.
I'm ready.
Fired up, ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, well, hello. What's the name of the show? Does the show have a name?
Prime Lenses interview. That's
it's Prime Lenses
I
branded.
think it's Prime Lenses.
It's a Prime Lenses episode, okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Cool. And it's a Prime Lenses episode with me.
Yeah, I think.
Should I introduce me? Do you want to do an intro?
Okay. Yeah.
Come on.
In this episode of Prime Lenses, I will be interviewing Iain Farrell, who is the other way around this time. Iain is usually interviewing someone else, but this time I'm interviewing Iain. So, hello, Iain.
Well, hello, Lewis. Thank you for having me on the show. This is a rare feeling for me.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm the person in your chair asking the questions, so it's quite exciting.
Yeah, it is. Dive straight in?
Yeah,
First
go
question?
for it. We love to dive straight in. That's a Prime Lenses thing.
Okay. When did you get the idea for the podcast?
So it was 2 years ago, just gone. 2 years ago, I had a dream that Jason Momoa was showing me his lens collection because he's a Leica collector. And I woke up and just thought that would be a cool thing. And it was Christmas Eve of 2023.
Ooh.
And we had the family here. I think Zoe and Alan and co were here.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And yeah, I woke up and I'd had the idea and I thought, yeah, that'd be really cool. And I've tried to make podcasts before and they've not really gone anywhere. You know, I've made 1 or 2 episodes here and there. But I love radio. I love making stuff like this. And so, it seemed like for the first time I had an idea that actually would be interesting and that people would maybe listen to. And so, that was it.
Okay, and did you have a person that you thought was particularly good at being on your podcast, or you made friends with, or you thought was just a really nice person?
I mean, yeah, loads of really cool people. A lot of them have become mates, which is really nice.
It's really nice.
So, like Danny Bly, who was the first guest, he's a mate.
Mm-hmm.
We were friends before I recorded with him.
Mm-hmm.
But I've kind of become friends with people like Gadgen, Matthew Bitton, who I know quite well now.
Wow.
Dave Herring over in the US.
Yeah.
Ben Fratnali from In an Instant.
Yeah.
Lovely dude. Ali from 1 Month 2 Cameras. Like these are people I kind of watched their stuff
Yes.
in a lot of cases and knew of them ahead of time. But then to get to know them a bit better and have them on the show, in some cases more than once and stuff, it's just been what a treat.
Yeah.
Rick DeMint, who does the Portroids project, he's done that for like 20 years or whatever. Yeah, just it's lovely. And I just feel blessed that I get to talk to all these folks all the time.
See, I'm pretending I know all these names, but
yes, I could have made up names. I go, of course, Frederick Montbozeman III, Keith Polaroids, Bobby Instax.
Yeah,
yeah,
of course.
Yeah. You love Bobby Instax. He's the best.
Anyway, and then there's the Leica event you went to.
Yes,
Tell us about that.
that was just mental, Lewis. I still don't really believe it happened, to be honest. As a fan of photography, you don't even have to like his stuff, but they held a big party in Wetzlar to celebrate 100 years of continuous camera manufacturing. That was it, because the company's older than that, but it was 100 years of cameras. Before that, they were an optics company and they made lenses and microscopes and things like that. I think. And when that email came in, I think we were traveling. I think we were going down to see family down south, and I got this email that was like, "Would you like to come to this thing? And here's some people you could talk to." You know, people like John Meyerowitz and Ralph Gibson and like more names that you don't know, but like big names.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, what? Like, I make a podcast in my Highland fortress of solitude.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? And so to go to that thing, and I was totally unprepared for the fact that it was 800 people, almost all of whom you would recognise and know, who are, a load of big names.
Yeah.
And, the only way I can describe it to non-camera people is it's like being invited to a huge, like, a concert, say, or like Glastonbury or something, but you're backstage and you're getting to hang out with, the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and, whoever. And, oh, look,
whoever.
There's Coldplay. Like, it's just like, what is going on? Like, it's mental. There was moments where I was walking around and you're just having a chat with someone.
Yeah.
And they're a photographer you've admired for decades. And but they just stood next to you waiting for a coffee, and you're just like, what is going on? It's very strange. But it was brilliant. I mean, I've said this before on the show, but there was one day where I went and spoke with like Sarah Lee and Ines Fayad, who runs the magazine The LFI, and I bumped into like Steve McCurry, Ralph Gibson, Joel Martin, and then I went to it. And then that evening I watched a documentary and I went to a party that Aquaman was at, and I was just like, "What? This is?" And that was Tuesday or whatever. I just think, what is going on? So yeah, it was an absurd thing to be at, and wonderful to get to go and to meet all those people.
And this is part of the show that I am taking from the show I'm putting on this. Your 3 lenses.
Right. Well, you told me that I was going to be on the show recording with you today.
Yep.
Just as I was getting out of the shower. So I haven't had a ton of time to prepare. However, I will talk through 3 that I use a lot.
Yeah.
So the first one, actually, we'll talk about my Nifty 50, which is this 50mm Leica lens that I use quite a lot. And I will take a picture of you holding a microphone, which is quite lovely.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful lens, and it's an old design. The design of this thing's as old as me, but the way it renders colour especially is really nice. It's sort of sharp without being too sharp. It's small. That's why I like my Leica system. It's really good. So yeah, that 50 Summicron was a purchase, a pandemic purchase, and I love it to bits. And recently I was worried, because you get in your own head worrying about lenses and worrying about making pictures. And I was worried that my pictures weren't looking very good, and was it the camera or was it there, and what was it? And I realised it was just that the photos that had been popping up in like my Photos app as a reminder of old pictures, they were all ones that I'd taken a few years ago on a trip to New York for work and stuff, and they were all that 50mm. And I was thinking, actually, I just need to use that one again, rather than worry about my pictures. But yeah, so yeah, I like that 50 Summicron a lot. It's a very silly lens. It's lovely.
Yeah. Do you want to go on to the next
one? Sure,
or like we could come back to it?
I'll be led by you. So I'm torn on the next 2.
Yeah.
Because the obvious one, the 35, I'll do last, because that's my beloved 35 Zeiss.
Yes, of course.
I think I'll put the 28 Elmer in there, which 28's here. And this lens is an often overlooked lens. It's absolutely tiny. So if I just it's a great radio. If I take off the hood, which sounds really nice.
Oh whoa!
It's got a screw-on hood, and you look at just how small that is.
That's tiny.
It's really tiny, and it's a 28mm lens, which is a lens that people who take photos in street photography and stuff really like to use. It also always screws on perfectly. The hood always screws on perfectly, so it's at the top. And I don't know how they do that. It's just an engineering marvel. Yeah. It's wonderful. So the 28mm is really good. That lens just has it's sharper than the 50, but not, and a bit more modern feeling.
Yes.
But not in a way that's kind of distracting and like clinical.
Yeah.
And it's super, super small, and it makes your camera really, really small. So it means if you're at an event, or if I was doing a family thing or something like that, I've got great photos of you and Ben with this. So I really love that lens, and it's got a lovely tab at the bottom for doing the focus, which just has a really nice feel to it. So the whole experience of using the camera is just it's lovely. So so I really love that 28, and I got that once on a trip down to London, and I was going to see Grandma. And then I made a load of photos of Grandma's, and it was really nice. The colour, again, it does colour really nicely.
Yeah.
yeah, I love that one. It's super tiny, and it means you can take it everywhere because it's tiny and
Yeah.
so small. So that's really good. And then should I go on to the last one?
Okay. Yeah.
Last one is of my three is this 35 Zeiss, which you end up looking at a lot because it's always on the front of my camera.
Yes.
This lens is magic and special. I have probably sold a bunch of these through talking about it over the years, and convinced a bunch of friends that it's the best EVs.
Yeah.
But it's, for me, 35 f2.8. That's just a Zeiss lens as well. That's just what a photo looks like.
Yes.
And so it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you have like a target of the number of episodes you wanted to make or used to, but you've hit it?
That is a good question. Hang on, I'm just going to take a picture of you because you look so cool. It's fun being interviewed by your son.
Yeah.
It's interesting actually thinking about it because my target for some reason was listener based initially, more so than episode based.
Yeah.
I think I was seeking some sort of confirmation from people listening. Like, if people listen, it must mean that I have good taste because I can make something good.
Yes.
And I think maybe a bit of an insecurity on my part. And then Julian Pasternak, who is a French photographer, and he makes a podcast in French, which I've listened to a couple of episodes. Well, I listened to one episode which he did in English with my mate Dan, who's another person who's become a friend through the show. And he made me promise to do at least 20.
Yes.
Because his thing was, if you do 20, then you're doing better than most people who make podcasts. Because a lot of podcasts start and then they trail off.
Yeah.
And you can't really build any momentum if you don't do that. Like, it's funny, I tried to make a games podcast a few years back, and in my mind, I tried really hard and thought it was going to be really good. I made one episode. It's like I don't even remember doing it that badly. Yeah. So I don't have a target for number of episodes. Joseph DeGiovanna, who lives in the US and does the New York Timescape, the time lapses of New York project.
Ah, yes.
He's done that for 10 years and he's doing that for 30. So when he and I spoke in 2025, we did speak this year, I think. He suggested to me that I could do a 20-year podcast project to kind of line up with his 30 years. I think he wants a mate. I think he wants someone who's also on a mad project.
I can understand that.
Yeah, so I'm kind of up for that. I think that would be really good. I could do 20 years of this. I've only got 18 and a half to go.
Yeah, so short. It'll fly by.
It'll fly by. I mean, you'll be nearly 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are you making anything out of the podcast?
Money, you mean?
Yeah.
This is a leading question, isn't it? Dad, can you spend a bit? Very small amounts.
Yes.
There's the merch store that people are buying things from, which is very kind of them. Some people are also patrons, so they pay a monthly subscription to listen to me prattle on with guests and hopefully make some stuff that they like to carry around with them in their ears. So it's starting. It's very small, and it won't sustain me. And I think Becca Versace, who was also on the show, made a video about her first year as a solo creator.
Yeah.
And it's very clear to me that the way the creator economy works, you've heard this on The Verge and stuff, but the way the creator economy works at the moment depends upon sponsorships.
Yeah.
And those sponsorships, from what I'm hearing, are going down. So whereas people before used to get, I don't know, say they got £100, they might now only be getting 60 or less in some cases. Because I think what's happening is the brands are not seeing the return on these things. And that's to do with the way that platforms like Instagram and YouTube are built. They're not really incentivized to help you sell things that help you make money because they don't get any of that money. No. If I read an ad on a podcast or on a YouTube video that says this video is sponsored by Squarespace, they don't get anything.
No.
But they do get something if I make a long video that they can put adverts in the middle of. Yeah. So I think, but that will always be lower. That will always be a smaller amount. It's the same with musicians. You listen to music on Apple Music and Spotify and things like that. Those musicians get fractions of pennies every time you listen to a track.
Yeah.
But they go on tour and they charge a lot of money for tickets and sell
Yeah.
T-shirts and do whatever, and then they make some money.
Yeah.
That's the future of this, has to be me doing other things around it that make money, and the podcast is almost an advert for me
Yeah.
as a maker of things.
Yeah. I see. And do you have a sort of like thing that, what would be like success for your podcast?
I think I've already gone past what I ever thought I'd do, right? Like the fact that many, many thousands of people are now listening
Yeah.
is absurd to me.
Yeah.
And I hear from people all the time, and I got a message this morning from a guy called Chris who was saying thanks for the podcast this year, and make sure you talk about lenses. So Chris, this episode is for you because we're talking about lenses.
Yep.
But yeah, I think I've kind of hit my initial goal. Now I just want to make sure I keep making something and that it's good.
Yeah.
I want to keep making something that people enjoy and that I enjoy making. And as long as I'm doing that, I'd like to keep going.
Yeah.
And other than that, I think there's a line that's probably misquoted often, but it's from Peter Pan. And it's something like second star on the right and carry on till morning. That's the plan, right?
Yeah.
So, like, just make the thing, bring people along for the ride. I will say I'm going to lean into audio. It's going to be audio only. It's if I
Audio.
do video, you do a different thing. You do
Yeah.
something else that's video related, and maybe it's a spin-off. And you know, like you said at the beginning of this, you're like, I want to make a Prime Lenses interview, but
Yeah.
it's different. But yeah, if you do video, you do it for a different reason, because there's so
Yeah.
many people doing video, and they're doing different things, and there doesn't need to be another one of those.
No. There's plenty of video out there.
Yeah.
And like, is there a person that you would really like to get on the pod that you haven't yet?
It's probably a few.
Yeah.
I'd
Can you run us through them?
Yeah. Ralph Gibson, I'd like to speak to. Steve McCurry, I'd like to have on.
Yep.
Who else? Evelyn Jane Atwood would be good. I'd like to do Sarah Lee, and I've talked about doing a proper episode with her.
Yeah.
I'd like to do behind the scenes stuff as well. I'd like to go to brands, or I'd like to go to like the Leica. They have a museum, not a museum, an archive. I'd like to do like recording stuff there, or recording the factory and things like that.
Yes.
I'd love to talk to Bruce Gilden. He's cool, and I'd like to talk to some of these sort of aging photographers. Don McCullen, a war photographer, would be really good. So yeah, there's tons. The great thing about photography is it's an amazing space filled with people I know and people I wish I knew.
Yeah.
That I'd just like to just sort of sit down with and spend some time with, and just see what happens. So yeah, there's tons. I'm blanking now that you're saying who, but yeah people.
People.
Yeah,
yes.
Loads of people, because the conversation is the thing that makes this interesting.
Yeah. And do you have a particular favourite photo or picture, or it could be one that you've taken, one that someone else has taken, it could be anything.
One of my favourites, I've got two I can reference immediately.
Yeah.
One is the photo I got of you at your gran and granddad's with like a piece of wood, and you're kind of holding it like a gun. I love that. It was made with my favourite 35, which I love, and it's black and white, and it's just really cool, and it's really characterful, and it's like you're having fun, and you just did it in the moment, and I got the photo, and it was really good.
Yeah.
And then there's also one I like of Ben holding a leaf in front of his face.
Oh,
that
yeah.
I really love, which again is with that lens, actually. It's really lovely, and it's very sort of textured and very detailed, which is nice. It's got a nice look to it. I enjoy the texture of it as well as who's in the image and
Yes.
And then I also got one earlier this year with the 50 when it snowed. I got a lovely shot of Mum in the snow,
Lovely.
which is really nice, and that's a colour one. So the other two are black and white, and that one's colour. But yeah, they're some of my favourites. I make so many images a year now. We all do, because it's digital and you just can.
Yeah.
That you sort of lose track of what's good, and sometimes I'm scrolling back through my photos and I go, "Oh, I forgot I even took that."
Yeah. The one with Ben holding the leaf in front of his face, did that one get on the Leica place.
It did. They I submitted it to the Leica gallery, and they picked it out as like their photo of the day or something.
Yeah.
For the kids section. It was for a section. It's not like master shots or anything like that. But
Yeah.
that was a really cool feeling. That felt fun.
Mm-hmm.
So
I remember that.
And actually, that's happened twice. It's happened
Whoa.
for that photo, and it happened for the one of you with the piece of wood as well.
Yes.
So it turns out I should just be photographing kids in black and white, doing cool stuff.
Yeah. So I think that's all I've got for you. So.
Well, Lewis, thank you. This was lovely.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It was nice to
too.
sit down and have a little chat. Should we put this episode out?
Yeah.
Should we put it out in the feed just as a surprise episode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just one of those midweek ones.
A midweek surprise episode. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bud.
All right. Yeah.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.